the Jetstream Aqua Massage Studio.
And with widescreen.
Completely crazy during that commercial break. Man, great discussion, lots of laughs. Scott Pounds.
Scott Pounds is awesome. I'm
call.
just hoping not to get pounded.
Quite possibly the call of the year.
Dude, you deserve it. You deserve it.
Listen, I still have my own opinion, okay? Mind you, hey, Slide Jobs, this is a new era.
See, that's the thing.
Slide
Scott
Jobs,
was cool about it.
Yeah, and he's cool. I mean, that's what he sounds like online.
Dude's a stand-up guy.
So he is.
Now go to his pits. He's like, hey, man, I got some drinks back. You want one?
Yeah.
You'll never see me again.
I can't wait to watch
Yeah,
this
thank
go
God
down.
Warren's working the pits.
So it's going to be fun. But, hey, a surprise guest in the studio tonight, Dave Stahl with Northwest Trucking Academy. Dave, turn your mic on. Let's talk about Northwest Trucking Academy, man. We got a few minutes before our next caller is coming in, and another fun call, guaranteed. It's going to be a little different atmosphere.
Guaranteed.
Northwest Trucking Academy, you guys have a pretty cool program over there. We can take a guy that wants to move on a different direction in life, or just go into a different industry. Come into your school where they spend 4 weeks.
Yeah, I spent 4 weeks.
You got to talk into the mic.
Well, I'm not a pro like you guys.
So 4 weeks in your school.
Yeah, 4 weeks, which total 160 hours, and we train them from not knowing anything, kind of like when Corey started.
I like this guy.
He's still on that.
And now we start them out anywhere from, we've had 18-year-olds up to 73 years old. And it's your buddy Bill. And I had to kind of give him a refresher course. He drove up. About 20 years ago he quit, which I thought he quit just a few years ago. No, it was 20 years ago.
How's the old fella doing?
Hey, he's doing great. I got him his CDL. He rides with the students now. He critiques them. I can spend more time at home doing what I need to do there, and more time working on cars and
Well, you've had a rough week. Let's kind of talk about that because, I mean, on top of running a full-time school, instructing multiple students with multiple trucks, you've had a week that I know none of us here would want to have.
Right?
Well, I'm in the process of moving, and I'm coming out of a big house, going to a small house. So it's quite the endeavor. Yeah, and I've got a 10 by 30 storage place, plus I got a 53-foot trailer, plus I got some storage area in my office. And I can't move into my other house for 2 months for the closing.
Wow.
And while I'm in the middle of this, I have to be out because the house sold. I have to be out by next Thursday. So
well, we have Whitescreen's chair right behind you that he usually kicks it, when he comes in, eats his Big Town Hero on that you can, I'm sure Corey will let you stay.
Yeah, he should. I put my whole family on that chair.
That's a big chair.
So anyhow, while I'm doing, getting all this moving going, I've got a little PT Cruiser that I drive around in, and the water pump and goes out on it. Well, if you've ever dealt with a PT Cruiser water pump timing belt, it's a nightmare.
Oh, boy.
Halfway through that, my daughter, her Oldsmobile water pump timing chain. You have to go around to the back of the engine at 2.4.
So she says, Dad, my water pump. So now you're fixing your own water pump. So you're trying to move.
All I got is my pickup truck. So I have to get a load to the dump because I need the pickup to move furniture, and it's full of stuff. So
it's okay. It's okay. We don't have FCC this week.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I heard you couldn't say the S word earlier. You said, but
that rule's been broke a long time ago tonight.
Well, you can say like El Crapo
and shoot.
But then I get ready. I take off. I get down to Pacific and Queen. I get some gas and the pickup truck. The starter goes out. Okay.
Oh my God.
So now I've got to be at the dump in an hour and a half. I call a tow truck. Tow truck grabs my pickup truck, takes it home, drops in the driveway. I feel like I'm out at the track. I jump under it, use my air tools, zip, 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 got that starter off. I run down to the store, use the neighbor's car to get my other starter, bring it back, stick that baby back on, and I made it to the dump with an hour to spare.
There you go, right there.
Man, it sounds like you need a vacation.
Oh yeah, I need this week to be over, next week to be over, and I like to talk a little bit about with me being at the track. This is my first year, and as a lot of you probably know, I drive the truck around.
The big semi that carries our flag.
Yeah, I've got the American flag on it, and then I've got the MIA POW flag on it. And during the national anthem, I drive around, and sometimes I give the kids if they want to ride in it with me, and it's a lot of fun for me. And when we had the Rolling Thunder there, I got that idea, and I said, well, I could do that. So I checked with the racetrack, and they said, hey, whatever you want to do, we're fine with it.
And it's awesome to have you out there at Willamette
It's
Speedway.
cool. Yeah, it's a cool deal.
I think the fans like it. I ask them once in a while, and different people, and they say, "Oh yeah, we like that." And I've even had them come up when I couldn't come one week, and they said, "Oh, we missed you last week." So,
well, we love having you as a sponsor here on Northwest Dirt News.
I'll tell you what I love. I mean, he carries the flag, the MI, the POW MIA flag. Awesome.
Yeah,
what
it is.
makes that truck is on that right side of that hood. There's a great big blue sticker. It says
God,
Moxie Media.
it does.
Does
it says
that Moxie sticker look nice on that
it
truck?
shines out. I mean,
yeah, it shows up better than my advertisement. So I'm changing. I'm getting some new stuff done.
It's all about contrast.
And just so everybody know, next year I'm going to try to do some
It's going to be crazy.
really big things with the trucks next year.
It's
going to
be
national
cool.
anthem. So hopefully it all works, and I don't get arrested for it.
But
we're
so
gonna,
you are going to put sparklers on the stacks.
Oh yeah, we're going to be sparkling.
They're hammer down.
Yeah, we'll just see what happens. And
It's gonna, fans are in for a treat
So,
next year.
so question for you is: as I came down to your school, when we first started talking and everything else, and I drove your truck for a little bit, your honest opinion stuff. How did I do?
You don't want to know.
Look at that smile. Look at that smile.
He had to think about it. That's not good.
Wait, you do remember I made your
Yeah.
commercial? No, okay.
No, I can tell that you have had some experience, but as you know, the pre-trip is not like it used to be.
Right.
The driving, you've got so much. Everybody comes in and they say, "Oh, this is going to be real easy." I've driven a dually with a little trailer behind it. I've driven a motorhome. It's nothing.
It's
like
a total
that.
different. I mean, especially a 53 foot, even with a pup trailer. They turn. They turn faster. Angle wise, I don't know how many times it took me to. I think it took maybe 2 times because I'm that good. No, I mean, you go from a point and then you got to back up around a cone. I think that took me.
You said 2?
Yeah, well, yeah, of course, of
2
course.
hours. He meant hours.
Of course, yeah. I just didn't put the hours in there.
No, what I do when I bring guys in to say they have experience, I run them through. I just say, okay, show me what you know.
Right.
Show me your pre-trip. Show me. And if you've taken it 5 years ago, it's changed.
Yeah, it definitely has. I mean,
when I started the business, I didn't have a clue about the new pre-trip, about all this stuff. Because back when my driving school was, can you drive that truck? I said, yeah, sure. I didn't have a clue, but I learned on my own. Everything I've done, I've learned. Then I had to teach myself how to do the pre-trip the way you have to do it nowadays. And it's been a really good feeling to help people get careers. I've helped probably 60 to 70 people in the last 2 years to get onto a new career. I've had people come back and say, hey, man, this has been great. I've never had anything in my life. I've got a new car. I've got a house. I've got a girlfriend. And I tell them, watch the girlfriend or you won't have that house. You won't have that car.
I like his advice.
But
advice.
Seriously, I mean, Dave has taken a lot of people that just didn't have a whole lot going on and changed their lives by
it is
giving
true.
them a sense of accomplishment, getting them on the road, giving them a direction in life, and that's pretty cool.
Well, when I went down there and stuff, and I talked to you, it's such a professional atmosphere. Your whole staff and everything is extremely professional. We're our producer and stuff is is looking at us and hi dear. No, you're it's such a professional staff. Working with you, you're so easy to talk to. If I had a question, you ran me through everything. It wasn't like I was being this. Learn it. That's how you go. And then rush through it. It's not. I mean, you literally sat down, talk with me. Hey, what do you know? What can we refresh on? What can we learn more? I'm telling you right now. Everybody that's listening right now on Northwest Dirt News, if this is a career base that you want to go to, you live here in the Oregon. Couldn't really help me out much because I live in Washington, so I have to go up there. But if you guys really want to have a job change, this is a place to go. And I'm not saying that because you're a sponsor. I'm not saying that because I'm just saying it because of your organization is that well ran.
Well, the way we look at it is the other schools around, they're all accredited by the same place. So if you go to one school around, you go to the same exact training. most of the schools, you spend a week just in the classroom or more. With us, the first day you're out there, you're in the truck, you're learning how to go back and forth.
Should we answer?
Are we still
I have
on?
no idea who that is. You're live on Northwest Dirt News. Who do we have?
Hey, this is Brody.
Brody Pompey. How are you doing, sir? Dave, stick around.
Good, how are you?
Good, buddy. We've been trying to get to you. It has been totally crazy. Now, you're living back in Ohio, and for those that have listened to the show, they've kind of heard me mention you throughout the year. Brody Pompey, calling from Ohio, running UMP Modifieds. Started out Willamette in cage karts, moved his way up to the Sportsman, into the Modifieds, and just picked up his first career feature win. Was it 2 weeks ago, Brody?
It was actually this weekend at Daughtry Speedway in Indiana.
This last weekend.
Wow, look at you, big
Now-
guy,
now-
man. Hey, this is
Yeah,
Josh.
you remember Brody.
I do remember Brody, man. It's been
Coming
it's
up
been a
through the
little
cage
been a
karts
little
and-
while and stuff like that. How you doing, big guy?
I'm doing real well. How are you?
Not too bad, man. It's good to hear your voice, man. Look at you moving on up. I
Now-
mean, is this the Jeffersons? Should we play this song?
I know. It's been pretty
I'm
cool
telling
tonight.
you, man, you are making a scene. Having been one of the local heroes and stuff, from the cage kart Dales and the go kart, era. I mean, we both
Through
all
the Sportsman and the
all
Modified.
grew up at Willamette Speedway and UMP, man. Dude, that's awesome, dude.
Well, it's cool. And let's talk about that because now I'll give some background on Brody. He left Oregon, okay?
Yeah,
Went back
thanks.
to University of Northern Ohio.
Right.
Went to the high performance school, okay? Brody, you recently just graduated from the high performance into that school, didn't you?
Yep.
So just recently graduated, and that could have been it. Most kids say, right, got my degree, high performance, I'm going racing. Brody chose to stay into the school and now go focus on the business side of motorsports. And what's your focus in, Brody?
It's business administration with a focus in marketing so that I can kind of like manage myself and learn how to do it like big dogs do.
Well, I'd say so far you're doing pretty darn good, kid, with getting a big win there at Daughtry Speedway. Let's talk about that, being in the car, and that's the competition back there is stout.
Yeah, it's definitely something else. It doesn't matter if you go to a track that everybody talks about every weekend, like Fairbury or a Farmer City or something like that, or if you go to a Montpelier or a Daughtry Speedway. The competition is all really, really good, and you can't just call a shot when you pull into the pits. You have to definitely be on your A game.
So what's the difference between running an IMCA modified and running with some of these UMP guys?
Well, see, and this is a question that I talked with Brody and I spoke on the phone 2 days ago, I think it was, and this was an interesting part of the conversation that we had. I'm going to turn this over to Brody because he's got a great perspective on it. Comparing the IMCA cars to the UMP cars that you're in now, Brody. Go ahead.
Biggest thing for me is tires and engine. I feel like the IMCA cars, when I'd go into turn one on a start, I just kind of have to fall in line, let everybody figure out what they're going to do and go. And everybody says the first lap, you're not going to win it. The race isn't won on the first lap or whatever. And I had that mentality the last couple of years, and I just kept getting beat and beat and beat. And then finally I got in this Harris car this year, and I decided, well, I'm going to go into turn one like everybody else is doing and see what I can make of it. And it seems like with these motors and this tire, you have to get going and get moving because you can't put yourself at a disadvantage right away.
But Brody's
So-
not in an IMCA car. He's not running crate. He's running an open motor with 750 horse.
Right. Now, what do you – then you're talking about the difference. You're talking about – I mean, you mentioned the tire quite a bit. We run the G60s in the IMCA era. Now, what are you guys running over there in the UMP cars?
They're like the old E-mod tires that we used to run there. I guess it was before my time in the modified, but I know there were some guys that
You mean a true tire?
What was that?
You mean like a true tire? Because these G60s and stuff are not a non-true tire. It takes 4 or 5 laps for them to get heat in them. If you have multiple cautions, they slick
They seal
over.
up, yep.
I mean, they're just. I mean, the G60s and stuff. I mean, they're a good tire. I mean, if you run a long time or whatever, but they're not like what the UMP and those guys run. You guys pretty much have a tire right off the way, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. Like when we go to take off, I mean, before the race, obviously you're going to heat your tires up and everything, but it seems like when we want to go, we go. And that's why I think it's so crucial to get going at the beginning of the race, because everybody's kind of on an even playing field.